gentlemen, what the world's been waiting for, what the world needs now, the one, the only, amazing, original Johnny Blaze. Often imitated, but never duplicated. Here's Johnny.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'd like to welcome you all to the amazing original Johnny Blaze Show. It's always great to be here as I blaze right in with my karate kick. Let's have a blazing hot fun time. When I was a kid, my family was very poor. Every morning, my mother would wake us up for school and announce, "Okay, everyone, it's time to get out of the shoebox." A man walks into a bar, and the bartender strolls over to him and starts to speak. "Listen, if you want a drink here, there's a few things that you have to do. First, there's a rabid dog out back. You need to pull out the dog's infected tooth. After that, you need to go upstairs and give my grandmother the best sex she's ever had in her life. Then I'll give you $100. The man walks outside to face the dog. After several minutes of horrible noise, the man walks back into the bar. "Okay," he says, "that's done. Now where's this old lady with the bad tooth?" A group of lawyers were traveling across the Atlantic when the plane is suddenly hijacked by terrorists. They asked for $10 million to replace the lawyers. After intense discussions among the crew and passengers, the captain approaches the terrorists with an offer. "We will give you $20 million and we'll let you keep the lawyers." Two men were sitting at a bus stop when one of them says to the other, "My ex-wife reminds me of a bus. She's huge, she stinks, and she charges $2 for a ride." We have a blazing hot fun show with a special guest. She is a singer, a songwriter, and producer. Please give a big warm welcome and say hello to Kathleen Ireland. Hi, Kathleen Ireland.
Hi, how are you?
Good, you?
Good.
You look beautiful. You got a nice smile and beautiful hair.
Thank you.
Glad you made it there. Okay, welcome to the amazing original Johnny Blaze Show. Anyway,
Thanks for having me.
my pleasure. Thank you for being a guest. Anyway, give me a rundown. Tell me about the Kathleen Ireland story. Where did you get started in entertainment, and where are you from?
Oh, well, I was born and raised in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And I was always singing as a young child. Just the neighbors would comment to my parents about how when I got off the bus, I'd be singing on the way home and smiling. And so I just kind of had that music in me. But it wasn't until a little bit later, I used to go with my mother to shows to see my older sister perform in high school in chorus and musicals, chorus, variety show. And that's kind of where I got the bug. I said, I want to be up on that stage someday. So I was 5 years younger than her. So when I got into junior high, I got into chorus, and my parents got me guitar lessons. They got me voice lessons, dancing lessons. I was very, very fortunate that they supported my desire to be an entertainer. And so I, just follow the normal steps to high school, all the different, choir and lead in the high school musical, that kind of thing. And then I went to college. I didn't go for music, but that is when I got in my first band, because my guitar teacher had a wedding band. And so he asked me to be in his wedding band. That person is now married to my sister. So I was in a band with him for 8 years, and he's my brother-in-law now. And then I just went kind of from band to band to band, and within each project I was working in, I was always writing music, but always still doing a cover band thing, and I still do that today. But I'm putting a little more effort and energy into my original music now. And it's really just like a solo project now. I just work with various producers and musicians.
That's great. So you've been in many bands. You're currently in a band right now?
Yes, I have a cover band called Hot Weather Holiday.
Hot Weather Holiday. Wow, that's a
Yeah.
that's a hot title.
Thank you. It's a lot to say, I know. But I picked a kind of a long name so I could get the website. So we're hotweatherholiday.com.
I see. So, give me a rundown of the people that you met, who they are, what instruments they play. Well, along with you, of course.
Oh, well, I mean, when I started songwriting, like it was with my brother-in-law. His name is Jim Held. He is a phenomenal guitar player out of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, also. And we've done a couple different projects together from the wedding band, and we did a duo together, and then we had another band together called the 5-6. And I wrote a lot of songs with Jim, but his style is very different. Different than what I'm doing now, and where that was a little more folk music and a little bit more almost even to the countryside, somewhere in there. My latest project though is more on the R&B, adult contemporary side of pop, that kind of thing. And this project I've been working with a very, very talented producer who is from Pittsburgh, but worked in LA and worked with Megan Trainor and Jennifer Lopez, Ariana Grande, Wiz Khalifa. He's got an amazing, he's gone multi-platinum with other projects, and he co-writes songs with me. His name is Ryan Tedder, not the Ryan Tedder from One Republic, but Ryan M. Tedder. You can find him, I think he's Righteous Ryan on Instagram. And I've been working with him. The majority of my songs now are with Ryan, working with Ryan, but I also have a friend, a very well-known producer in Pittsburgh named Sean McDonald. I've done a few songs with Sean, and then a gentleman in my band, in my cover band, is Frank DiDiano, and we did one song together where he co-wrote with me, writing the music and then producing the song "Strategic" on my last album. So I think we'll be doing some more in the upcoming months.
That's great. So you're really busy. What kind of music are you into and that you normally do when you're doing your gigs? Is it rock? Is it pop? Is it folk?
Well, our cover band is mostly pop, but kind of through from the 70s till today. So, that includes a whole lot of different kind of music. I mean, in our cover band, we do, Prince, and we do Lizzo, and lots of Dua Lipa and Jennifer Lopez and Selena Gomez. And the guy songs are from like Duran Duran. I'm trying to think, Weezer. So the guy, and the Foo Fighters. I mean, so my partner in the cover band, who's a guitar player and singer, very talented guy. He produced and directed all of my music videos. His name is Joe Chilcott, and he's a very talented musician and singer. And so his material in our cover band is more toward rock. For my songs, I do some No Doubt and Alanis. So, we kind of cover everything that's been considered pop from like the 70s to today.
So you specialize in cover. It sounds like more than original.
Well, that's just where I have, that's what I've been doing since I've been in cover bands since 1984. I hate to say, a long time. And so my original music, I am concentrating more on that now. So I do have a show. I've, done a few shows highlighting my original music in the past year. And I have one coming up November 14th in Pittsburgh at Jurgles, where I'm the opening act. And I have a few more coming up into next year.
Do you prefer cover over original, or is it about the same? Or
Oh, I definitely prefer original music. And I always have, always have, always have. But cover bands I love performing too. And to have a band, I have to pay these people. So getting it at this stage of the game, getting lucrative gigs in a cover band is easier because I'm new. I'm kind of new with this solo project that I'm doing. So that's why I keep my guys working. They work every week pretty much. So a lot, over the summer we were working 3 nights, 4 nights a week. And so it helps me to keep my band together. And then when I have an opportunity to play original music, then I have a band already. So
Well, it sounds like you're really busy. That's great. That is great.
yeah, yeah,
Um, wow, that's fantastic. So you do both. Okay.
yeah,
You prefer
yeah.
original. Now you write songs also. Now you're a songwriter. When you write your songs now, is it music first or words first, or vice versa?
Some it's a little of both, but in my recent projects in the past, in the past even 5 years, I would say it's mostly been music, and I write the lyrics and song to the music. So my producers are giving me music to write to. And that starts, but there's been a few still that I wrote the melody and lyrics first. There is one on my current album. My latest album that was released in July is called In the City, and my last song on that is called Proud of Me, and that one I wrote from lyrics and melody first.
And it's based upon your experiences. Is that what it is?
That one, yeah, yeah, pretty much all, yeah, they're all pretty much based on my experience. There's a lot of my songs are based on either like the stress of running this business, this cover band business, or just about different personalities I've met over time, mostly in my music career, but also just in my life. And Proud of Me is definitely like to my husband and my son, just that I want to make them proud. And I wrote, I mean, my last album was called Love Yourself. And that one I did have a song about my son that I wrote about my son Hayden. And it was about him while all of his friends were like looking at girls and wanting girlfriends. He was wanting to. It's it's strange. He wanted a golden Sienna minivan, and so the song is about him wanting that golden. It's called Golden Sienna, and it's just about his friends looking at girls, and he was in love with this minivan. He wanted me to buy him.
What about the first one you were talking about now that you were talking about? How did you create that? Was In the City? How did you go about
In the
creating?
City, that's the name of my album, but it's also the second cut on the album, but that's also the name of the album, so it's the title cut. That one's about Pittsburgh, and that I got the idea for that driving to gigs in the city, coming home. I don't know, are you familiar with Pittsburgh at all? And you're on the West Coast, so.
I've never been to Pittsburgh. No, I've been.
No. Well, you need to come to our beautiful city. When you come from the South Hills of Pittsburgh, which out where our international airport is, and you're coming back or you're coming to the city, you go through the Fort Pitt tunnels. And when you get to the other side of the tunnels, the city is just laid out in front of you, and the river is there. You're crossing the Fort Pitt Bridge, and there's many bridges down the river, so they're all lit. And the city is all the skyscrapers and the signage. It's just an amazing sight to see.
It sounds
And that song was inspired. I was listening to the music that Ryan had given me and trying to come up with something, and the city inspired me. And just the city life and going to the city. And I also put some in there, trying to convey the excitement of getting ready for a night on the town. It's all in
fantastic.
there.
It sounds great. It sounds really hot. Very awesome. Oh yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Who inspired you? As far as singers and songwriters, you have anybody you look up to? Anybody that really thoroughly inspires you, Kathleen?
Well, I was singing in a cover band in the 80s. So Madonna, Prince, Cyndi Lauper, Michael Jackson, those were definitely my inspiration. Plus I lean little more into the R&B. So even, I mean, I even loved going back to like Tina Marie, Rick James. I loved this kind of music, Cool and the Gang, and then the R&B stuff like Luther Vandross, definitely Whitney Houston. All these pop artists and R&B artists were really what I was listening to, what I was coming up on while I was, finding my voice, and all love them all.
Well, those are great people to be inspired by.
Absolutely.
Very good. Wait, when you do your performing all over, do you have any favorite places that you've performed at, and also any special venues that stand out? And also, where have you traveled and everything? What is your favorite venue that has stood out in your? Oh, and also, have you done any touring at all? Have you ever done any of that?
I have not done any touring. I'm a mom, although my son is 21 now, so I guess I'm free to do that now that he's in college. But no, I've always been so busy doing the cover band thing. And it's true, I haven't given my own original music enough of my time, but I did get to perform a lot of fabulous places. And I definitely, for performing for my original songs, definitely Jurgles, where I'm going to be playing in November, is a fabulous venue here in Pittsburgh. And it's it's well known in this area, and they bring in a lot of great acts, and it's a fabulous place. And then with and of course all the music festivals. I was fortunate to play in some music festivals over the summer. That was they were great. I love playing outdoors. Absolutely love it. So in the town where I live now, it's called Indiana, Pennsylvania. It's a little confusing. It's not the state of Indiana. It's a town called Indiana in Pennsylvania. But we have some great venues here that I play. Levity Brewing is one that I love, and they have some great outdoor shows. And I got to play for their music festival called Summerfest. And I play there with my cover band quite a bit too, in their tap room, which is a whole lot of fun, and outside. And I play a lot of wineries in this area, and those are great outdoor venues. And also, I love playing on the water. We have some great venues because we have three well-known rivers in Pittsburgh. But the Baja Beach Club on the Allegheny River is one of my favorites because I'm a river rat, and directly across from the Baja Beach Baja Bar and Grill on Allegheny River is where I learned to swim. It was where my aunt lived, and we had, for many years, a dock and a little spot on the river there that we hung out every weekend. And so I love playing at the Baja because I can just look over there and be reminded of all these awesome family times on the river.
So
Those are
venues
all great
that are
places.
more within your state. It sounds like there's more. Any out of state at all that you've ever done, or is it mainly in your state? Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm trying to remember. Yeah, I guess over the years in cover bands, I've been like in West Virginia or Ohio. Yeah, definitely I've played gigs in Ohio, but not for my original stuff because I'm just kind of getting started with that. I feel, even though I'm on my second, I have two albums out and a bunch of singles, but like I said, I haven't really been focusing on it. So that's my goal for the upcoming year, to get more serious about it, to get more shows for the originals, and hopefully, I'd love to do a little tour. That'd be great.
Well, that would be something. Yes, it would be. So any music festivals or competitions have you entered? And if you have you won any awards or prizes at all?
Oh, I have. Oh my gosh, I should have brought my book down. I keep all my awards in a binder. But last year I won Best Adult Contemporary Song for my song Drive, and that was through the music. It's called the Artist Forum in New York City. And I also I was a semifinalist in the UK songwriting contest. I had, I believe, four of my songs off my last album were semifinalists in various categories in the UK songwriting contest. And I've been a finalist in the acoustic IAMA, so it's that International Acoustic Music Awards. I had a song that was a finalist in that called "Love Is a Luxury," many going back a few years now, and I've also had I've had an award from the Global Songwriting Contest. I need a cheat sheet to get to name them. I don't probably have to look up on my website. But yeah, and also my music video. So I mentioned that in my cover band, one of my bandmates is the director for all my music videos, and together we've won a whole slew of, I think we've been in over 70 film festivals.
Really?
We've won a whole lot of, and I won I won best song in the, what was that? See, it's called the Everything Holiday Film Festival that was out of Florida, Panama City, Florida last year.
Well, that's
And
good.
I'm in that show again. I'm in that film festival again this year for my video for the same song called, that song's called Argyle Christmas.
You've won quite a few awards. You can't remember so many, but you can't
I,
remember how many exactly. It
I
sounds.
do.
What about
I
music?
do. I have to cheat.
That's okay. You're doing great. What about music videos now? How do you go about doing a music video yourself? Do you have somebody who helps you with producing a video?
So I've been I've written some duets. So I've had some well, some of my music videos star just myself, and a couple of them star myself plus a bandmate that I had singing with me on a song from past bands. And I usually just write out like what I think the storyline should be. I guess they call that the like video treatment. So I kind of write that out and share my vision with Joe. And I've got a fabulous hair and makeup artist, Chelsea Gooden. My friend Felicia Gillum has done a lot of my wardrobe for my music videos. So I have some great people that I work with, and yeah, and then and I usually choose, most of my music videos are filmed at my house, or near my house. Some of them go on the road to other, like my video drive has a few different locations in there. But a lot of my music videos were filmed at my house.
Oh, they were. Okay, good. Well, that saves you time and money, I'm sure, to be right to be
Yeah.
local.
Yeah, my husband collects pinball machines, so I have my video that was called Elevator. That song was off. Let's see, but it was one of my early singles, and that my husband collects pinball machines, so we have an arcade in our basement. And that a lot of that was shot in the arcade.
Wow, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, yeah. If you're a pinball enthusiast, you would probably love the video. It's got a lot of pinball machines in it.
I'm sure I would. Now on your performances now, when you do your performances, would you say that you prefer, okay, do you prefer large crowds or small crowds? And what's the biggest crowd you've ever had and the smallest crowd you've ever had?
Oh, so I did open a few years ago. I opened a show for Mark Broussard. And that was, again, it was my original music, but was another project that was when I was working with my brother-in-law. That was called the 5-6. And that band, we opened for Mark Broussard. And so I want to say that was, that was thousands of people in that venue, maybe 4,000 there, yeah, somewhere around there, probably 4,000 people or so. Um, and I mean, and I've had similar crowds like that over the years, going back and even in my cover band, playing resorts and things like that. But that opening for Mark Broussard, that was at it's called the P. I don't know what it's called now. I think it was PNG was the name of the venue at the time. It's in Johnstown, Pennsylvania. Um, and that was kind of forgot about that one. That was outside. I've been fortunate over the years. Like I opened for Kansas many years ago in the 90s, and I opened like I said for the country R&B singer Mark Broussard. I've opened for a few different artists. One was out of the Hard Rock Cafe that was in Pittsburgh. Opened for a few shows down there, and I opened for Sixpence None the Richer at the Altar Bar. Yeah, so I have had opportunity to open for some national acts, some well-known acts, and those shows tend to be bigger. But yeah, those most of those were different projects though than what I'm doing right now.
So that you prefer the larger crowd
Oh,
audiences to the
I,
smaller, I would assume. Is that right?
actually, it is fun when you get the energy from the crowd, but I'll be honest, I probably do prefer a more intimate setting
Oh,
for performing. Those always are more relaxing and more
the
fun.
intimate set. So how many people would you say
Yeah.
at least
Oh, um, I'd say 50 to 100 is like a great number in a small, if you're in like a small venue and you're just having fun and being very relaxed.
so
That's the key to it. When I'm relaxed, I have more fun.
why do you prefer the intimate smaller ones? Is it because you get to talk to people and get to know them and
Um, well, it's for one thing, you're so close to the audience. That's the first thing I love. I really like to see the whites of their eyes. I like them to, I like to be right in there with them, right in there with them, interacting. I like to go out into the audience when I sing. I like to sometimes sit on someone's lap or tousle someone's hair or just goof off and joke around. And yeah, I like to be right there with the people.
well, that sounds like fun.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
great.
I try to have fun too.
Well, yeah, well, you're involved in entertainment, so you want to be entertaining. You want to have a good time and then that shows to other people that you know they
Yeah,
right around.
you're right.
What's your most memorable performance that you can't forget? It's just so wonderful and
Oh boy. Oh my gosh. I've had so many. But probably it was last year when I played at this place I'm going to be playing on November 14th at Jurgles. And actually I was doing my original music, but I was opening for an international cover band that's called Who's Bad. They're a Michael Jackson cover band. So it was a reverse. I was opening for someone that was playing covers and I was doing all original music. And that was a great time. A lot of my friends came out to that show, and after I was finished with my set, I got to watch a great show and have a lot of fun. That was very memorable, and I also loved. And now I can't remember the name of club the club that I was at for the Millvale Music Festival last year, which is one that's in Pittsburgh. I don't remember the name of the venue, but it was a great show because I had so many friends in the audience and and people just kind of cheering for me and just that was great too.
well,
That's nice. It's always nice to feel like people are really appreciating the stuff that I wrote myself. That's really feels so rewarding.
that's a very fulfilling feeling.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
loving what you're doing, and you're putting all your mind, body, heart, and soul into it, and people pick up on that, and people
Yep.
they love it, and that your smile and your talent, and a little bit of everything. Now, have you is there ever a performance now that you tried hard to make it work, and for some reason it didn't? It's called Murphy's Law. If anything go wrong, it can and will. Have you ever had that happen? And if you did, tell me about it.
Um, honestly, I don't remember. I mean, I've played so many times in my music career. I'm sure there was a show like that where I felt like everything went wrong, but in the end, I don't know. I don't remember those. I Because even if everything was going wrong, I'm pretty sure I found a way to make it funny or make it fun in some way. Because I've just been blessed to be able to play with like really great people over the years and have a lot of fun doing what I'm doing. And I guess I don't dwell on the negatives. I'm sure there was some that were just disastrous, but
You can't
None of
remember.
those stick out.
You can't remember anything that it's so embarrassing that you remember it, but you want to forget it. You don't have any.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, okay. All right. I do I do have a story there. All right.
All right,
Uh, mm,
get some water.
okay. All right. Well, this was in the 90s when I was in a cover band. It was like an alternative rock cover band. And this one's really embarrassing. And we were playing, the place was called Rose's Continental Inn. It was in Somerset, PA. And it was, it wasn't a big venue, but it was crowded. It was very packed. And we were playing, I was probably singing like Alanis songs and a lot of 90s pop and alternative rock, no doubt, that kind of stuff. And I was wearing a a midriff top that tied in the front and it had long sleeves, but it showed my stomach and it was, tied in the middle. And I had a bra on under it, but during a song, like my bra strap broke.
Oh,
And I thought, okay, well, I'll just deal with this. I'll just deal with this when the song is over.
okay.
And behind the stage, we had a female drummer in the band at this time. My friend Sharon Oakes was our drummer. Her husband was on bass. My friend Denny Bonder was playing guitar. Um, and I was singing. And I behind the stage, behind the girl drummer, there was like the decor in this place. They had like a mirror and then a cork and then cork. Do you remember this? Like cork used to be a thing that you would put on your walls, and this was decor. They had a thing of a mirror and then a strip of cork and a strip of mirror and a strip of cork, and it went the whole way behind the stage. So I'm up there singing and dancing, doing what I normally do. I felt my bra strap broke, but I was like, oh well. I turned around at the end of the song to my drummer, and she's pointing her drumsticks at me. My shirt had lifted up. In those mirrors behind her, I could see my right breast like 57 times. It was in the mirror. And here I was. So no one in my band noticed, but I actually ran into someone in the past few years that told me they were at that show
Oh, wow.
when that happened. So of course I ran to the girls' room and I, fixed my fixed myself up and pinned my bra and but that was a very embarrassing and memorable time. And I laughed so hard when someone just told me, yeah, not too long ago that they were at that show.
Well, that's quite an experience. You have a sense of humor, that's for sure. That's something
That was my own Janet Jackson moment. That was my wardrobe malfunction
that's right.
before wardrobe malfunction was even a thing.
Right. Because remember, Janet Jackson had a wardrobe malfunction. There,
Yeah,
there have been other stars too. I'm sure they've had wardrobe malfunctions.
yeah.
Wow, you can still look back and laugh at it now, but I'm
No,
sure
yeah,
at the
it was
time, I don't think you
hilarious.
were laughing. You were more embarrassed by it than anything
I
else.
was actually just relieved that like my bandmates didn't see it. That I was glad about that, but there were people in the audience that saw and nobody said anything.
Well, that's something that you don't want to happen up again. I mean, you'll never
No.
forget, and hopefully it will never happen again. But you can look back and laugh at it now. At the
Yeah,
time,
I can afford better bras now. They don't
uh,
break.
that's right. That's right. There you go. So I guess
Uh,
what I said is the first time for everything. Okay. So you had a malfunction, but you lived to survived it, and you're still laughing about it, and you're still going on. There you go.
yeah.
On your performances now, let me ask you, do you do any, okay, do you have any audience participation? And if so, how do you get the audience to participate exactly? Do you,
Oh, yeah, I can get the audience to participate. I do go out into the audience a lot. And I'll just hold the mic out there and I'll do, can do the whoop whoop. And people will always give back. They won't ever not whoop whoop. If you whoop whoop first, they whoop whoop back.
do you do any kind of
Um,
wave or anything in a wave or trying to,
yeah.
use your hands to try to get them, excited?
I get the, well, yeah, of course, you always come on, clap with me or sing with me, or anytime hold the mic out, let people sing along. That's all that stuff is a lot of fun. I do like to go out and dance with the people on the dance floor. I love to do that. And that is definitely why I love those more intimate settings where you're right there with the people. And yeah, they give back. My people, they always give back. If I want some audience participation, no one goes running in the opposite direction.
Kathleen, you have a very magnetic personality. You have a very outgoing personality with a beautiful smile, and I'm sure
Thank
you
you.
give over 100% to your performances and your crowd, your audience. So, for them, it's a delight. It's a delight. It's entertaining and so much fun and inspiring, and I'm sure you feel the same. So it works out. It's a win-win situation for you and the audience, right?
Oh yeah, I'm still having fun. I mean, I play an awful lot and and it's still fun for me. I still enjoy it and that is the only reason that I'm doing it and I just, I love it. I took some time off when I had my son. And it wasn't too long before my friends were encouraging me to get back at it. And so I've spent a lot of weekends playing gigs, but my husband, my son, they know how much I love it, how much it means to me.
You're very fortunate to have not only the talent, the ability, and the time to be able to do this and everything.
Well, I'm very, very fortunate. I do have the time and a supportive husband that, lets me do this and supports my music endeavors in many ways.
That's fantastic. How did you and your husband meet? Did you meet at a
We met at a gig. Yeah, we met at a gig here in the town where we live. So this, like I said, this is called Indiana, PA, and it's about an hour east of Pittsburgh. And I was playing a gig here that we used at the Holiday Inn in Indiana, PA. We played a lot of gigs at the Holiday Inn back in the 90s, late 80s and 90s. And he hit the band I was in at the time, the guitar player, his wife worked for my husband. But so he was not dating anyone at the time, and she kept telling him to come out and meet me at a gig. And my boyfriend and I had broken up, and he and whoever he was dating at the time were not, had kind of broken up. So I guess it took him like 4 months to come out to a show and meet me. But we met that night and talked and exchanged. We were very nerdy. We exchanged email addresses and phone numbers, and yeah, it was. I mean, he waited a week or so to call me, which he said he wanted to call me sooner, but his sister was telling him, "Oh no, you'll look desperate. You'll look desperate if you do."
So he finally got the courage, the liquid courage to get up and do it. And
I don't think it was that. I just really think his sister was like convincing him
she was
that no, you have to wait. You have to wait the obligatory, 1 week, or she'll think you're desperate.
oh, I see. So he listened to her, and then he eventually just had to
Yeah, and then I thought I was about to give up. Like I don't think he's gonna call, and then he did.
good. Better to be surprised than disappointed, right?
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
Well, it turns out to be magic for both of you.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
It worked out. Okay.
It sure did. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a performance now where you either forgot the words of a song or your guitar string broke, and if so, how did you go about handling that?
Yeah. Well, I don't play an instrument and I've never played an instrument in any of my bands. I took guitar lessons many years ago, but I kind of suck at that, honestly. And so I just honed in on singing. But definitely forgetting the words that, yeah, that happens like every week. Thank God now we have iPads that can help us out. But back in the day, you used to just tape the words to the floor or to the monitor and do that. But yeah, still, I mean, sure, it happens. It's just, I don't know. I make a joke about it or something. It's people are pretty kind. They're not too harsh on you if you forget the words. It happens. You sing the second verse again, or sing the first verse twice, or mix up the order in which you sing them, or
So
there's always ways to rebound.
you improvise and maybe sing another verse or another words or something, and then act like nothing happened. And
Yeah, yeah,
forget about it. Yeah, act like it's not a big thing, right?
yeah, yeah.
There's rejection a lot in life, especially in entertainment. How do you handle rejection?
Oh, well, that it is hard. It's hard, rejection is probably hard for anybody, and I'm the same. That it's hard for me too. But definitely entering into the song contest has helped me a lot, to feel like I mean, of course, I haven't taken home the big prize yet. I haven't won the big, the in any of these song contests, but it's hard. There's so many phenomenal musicians out there and songwriters. It's just amazing. For as many as you hear on the radio, there's more than that are out there that nobody, never ever get in front of the right people, or never get heard, or don't have the means to put it costs money to record music and to work with producers, and maybe they don't have the means to do it. And it's just I just grow, being older, definitely being older and more mature has helped a lot, because I can just say, after playing in bands for so long, I know how many talented people there are out there. And so if I am in a song contest and I'm just a semi-finalist or finalist, that means a lot to me. That's helped me. But rejection, I mean, it happens it happens all the time. I was a salesperson in my regular career, and I think
What
that
did you
taught me
sell?
a lot more about rejection than
What did you sell when you did your other career?
I was. So I was pretty much always in the electronic components industry. So I worked like for Aero Electronics, which was it's still a huge distributor of integrated circuits. And then I went to a manufacturer's rep firm and selling similar, pretty much the same kind of things, and printed circuit boards, cable, cables and closures. And then from there, I was selling membrane switches, which is like what's on your microwave, the touch pads, the keypads that are on all types of hospital equipment, medical equipment, and
It was outside sales?
appliances.
Were you outside
So
sales, or was it telemarketing, or was it outside sales? How did you go about selling it?
I was outside sales. Yeah, I traveled all over. Um,
Was that
yeah,
cold?
mostly like the Midwest, from the Midwest to the East Coast and all the way down to Florida. I was all over the place in my sales
Was
career.
it cold calling, or did you have established accounts on those?
A lot of it was cold call, but yes, you also had established accounts too, but they expect you to bring in new accounts. So there was a lot of cold calling.
So it was a lot of,
Yeah. Yeah. You get a lot of rejection in that job.
of course, it's not, I mean, rejection is rejection, but it's a different field, of course, than in entertainment.
Yeah. Yeah, but it's good. It was good prep for,
Oh,
as I got more and more into original music, that's where the real rejection is. Cover bands, I've always been able to get gigs, but you
oh,
know, getting in, there was back in the 90s, I was in a competition that we were a cover band, and we played at a club in Pittsburgh, and we played covers, and our thing was we played covers like the record. We weren't doing our own style. We were trying to do them like the record. That was what we did, and we were good at it. And we, had a big following from that. And then one of our venues had a competition, and their competition was, so there was 5 bands involved, and you had to do, they wanted cover songs, but they wanted you to do them in your own style, and this just wasn't what we did. I'm like, why don't we do an original song? That would be better. It just wasn't our thing. So we came in dead last at that show. And we were a great cover band, but that wasn't what we did. But the owner of this venue loved us, and he wanted us in this competition. So yeah, we came in dead last. That was hard, that was heartbreaking, because I thought we had really good music, original music, but this was a competition that was just for cover songs. So no, but you get over it. You're like, oh well.
You go on. Yeah, I guess there's no sense in dwelling upon. You just gotta say it wasn't meant to be and move on to the
Yeah.
next stuff.
He still loved us. I mean, the owner of that venue gave us a ton of gigs,
Oh,
more gigs than he gave the bands that won that that contest. So, you know,
do you
that's a win.
do you have any performance anxiety at all before your shows at all? Do you ever get?
Oh, yeah, sometimes I do. Sometimes I will. Um, Not as much for the cover band, and I've just been doing it a long time, but definitely for my original music. I will be a nervous wreck. Yeah, and I always am. And that's because I we don't perform those songs as much. We do a couple of my originals a night, if that. But when I got to do a show where it's all originals, then I'm just like, oh my God, do I know? And they're my own songs, but I wrote them. But I'm like, I don't think I know all the words. I don't. We don't do them enough.
So
So
sometimes you're able to you have a way of handling it if
I'll just be nervous and I'll get
butterflies
through it.
butterflies in the stomach. Do you get butterflies in the stomach? Okay.
Oh, yes. And I won't be able to eat.
Oh,
And when the show is over, I'll be starving and I'll eat everything in sight. But the whole day before, even maybe the day of, and maybe even the day before, I won't be able to eat. I'll be really nervous.
so you got the adrenaline going in your system, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
you try your best to please the crowd, of course. Do you do any meet and greets and sign autographs and take photos at all on your shows?
Yeah, I just am not well. Like I said, I'm just kind of in the beginning right now, so I don't have that many opportunities, but I have had a few. And yes, I mean that's a fabulous feeling if somebody wants your autograph. And it used to be, we sold CDs and people would want you to autograph CDs, but nowadays I all my music's just digital. You can't autograph that.
Okay. So you don't do that. But what about taking photos? Could you autograph all the photos?
Yeah, I sometimes will hand out little publicity cards, for my albums, and they have a QR code that you can follow to get to all my music. And those, yeah, I'm trying to think if I don't really know if anyone's really asked me to like autograph those, but I have had a few people ask for my Usually they're like younger kids
Like,
who want my autograph.
and on meet and greet, well, that's what I call meet and greet. Do you get a chance to meet and greet any of your fans or friends and fans and the show
Um,
before
yeah,
you?
I haven't really done a
Okay.
no, I don't think I've done a meet and greet.
All right.
Not, no, but hopefully that's in my future. That would be wonderful.
I'm sure it would be. Uh, Most people love that in the business. They really love it. If they haven't done it, they look forward to doing it in the future. So that's something to look forward to be striving for.
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. And
Wow.
I will be praying for that.
Now, okay, have you ever had to do any auditions in entertainment that you strived to get some roles, and then you were stressed and nervous, and if you didn't get the role, how did you feel? I'm probably
Um,
any particular
I
one?
did, I mean, I did a lot of auditions like all through high school. And because I was in choir and I was in a lot of our high school was pretty big. I had like 954 kids in my graduating class. And so when you wanted just even to be in chorus, you had to try out, and they had multiple different choruses based on ability. And then did many tryouts for solos in choir and then variety show. And I was really fortunate. Was able to get all of those. And then trying out for the musical, and I got the lead, and I was really blessed with all those kind of tryouts. I always did really well. I was nervous. They used to call me shaky because like my knee would shake. Back then I did play guitar and sing at shows, and I would be so nervous that my leg would shake. And you're playing guitar, I'd have it on my left knee, and then my right knee was like shaking. I would be so nervous I would shake. Um, and then as into my senior year, I tried out for like the Pittsburgh Youth Symphony Chorus, and I did all those like honors choir, regional choir, state choir. Did all of that. Yeah, I'd be very nervous for all of those kind of things. And then I mean I guess I did try out for a few bands, I did have a tryout for a cover band that I really, really, really wanted to be in. They were so hot and they did the R&B style that I like. They were called Mercedes, and I did not get into that band, and I was very sad.
Because you really wanted, you had high expectations. You really wanted it really bad.
Oh, that one I really, really wanted that bad. And a friend of mine, actually, I had two friends in the band, but they weren't the band leader. And so later, at a later date, my friends told me that the band leader didn't pick me because I was too tall, because I'm like 5'10".
Oh, you're 5'10". Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's the first time I heard that like I didn't get the part because I was too tall.
You see.
But he said like he was, I guess he was shorter and didn't want me on stage like next to him being all tall.
You don't want to have to look up to you, look at you. That's why, because he was shorter.
I guess. I don't know. That was a heartbreak, but I rebounded because I did get in a great band, and the band I got in was how I met my husband because the guitar player, his wife worked for my husband. So, and that was a turning point in my life. I often think about that. I look back and I think, wow, I was so heartbroken about not getting into Mercedes. And then because I got into the other band that was called Gimmicks, and then they became the band that was called Friday's Child. And that's where I met my husband. So if that hadn't happened, I would never met my husband.
So it worked out.
Yeah,
Like Tom Hanks said in the Forrest Gump, life is like a box of chocolates. You never quite know what you're going to get. And hopefully
yeah,
something sweet.
that's right.
And that worked out for you.
Yeah.
So,
Yep. Yeah. And now, and I even think like, wow, I wouldn't have my son. It would,
so
I may have another son, but I wouldn't have my son that
so
I
you
know
turn
now.
your scars into stars is what happened. You turn a frown upside down to a smile into happiness is what you did.
That's right.
It worked
And
out.
yeah, and I cannot imagine my life any other way. So as big a heartbreak as it was, something so much better was just around the bend.
So it worked out. You're better. It's good that happened then, because
Yeah.
otherwise, right, you wouldn't have met your husband. You wouldn't have your son. That's right.
Yeah.
So you got-
Yeah, but there might be an alternative timeline out there where I get into Mercedes and
right. Okay. Well, that all worked out. That's fun. That's phenomenal. I think that
yeah.
that's great. Now, very interesting, Kathleen. You have a very interesting life. I'm trying to think. Oh yeah, what is it? Have you ever had any? Have you worked with any met or worked with any celebrities at all?
Well, I wouldn't say I've worked with anybody like I did. Like I said, I did get to open up for a lot of different bands and to meet them, just doing opening slots at different venues with my original music. So.
Who were the people you met? Were they celebrities or they
Yeah. Well, my favorite that Mark Broussard that I mentioned, he's phenomenal. He's great, and he was so 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 sweet. I don't know if you know who he is, but you should check him out. He's fabulous, and he is just a real down to earth, a real sweetheart. And one of my friends was a huge, huge fan of Mark Broussard, and I had written a couple songs with this guy, and he moved away, but we still kept in touch on social media. And I had mentioned to him, or he moved to Nashville, and Mark Broussard, I think, was out of Nashville. So I just texted my friend saying, "Oh, I'm opening for Mark Broussard," and he was just like, "Oh my God, he's my favorite. I love him. I can't believe it." So after the show, um, I told him, I said, "Oh, my friend Mitch Smale just loves you." And he really was so jealous that I was getting to meet you and got to do this show with you. And I said, "Can we do a FaceTime to Mitch?" And he was like, "Yeah." So, so we did. He let me after our show was over. So, he was great. I really enjoyed
sorry?
him.
So tell me about. He's a singer and a songwriter, I assume.
Mark Broussard, yes, yeah, he's kind of he's like an R&B but also country. He's kind of I talked to him about that. About I said, John, because a lot of times I like to write all different kinds of music, and I have written country songs, and I've written rock songs, and I've written, now this is like R&B, and I've written a jazz song. I mean, I just, it's fun. I like writing songs. It's a challenge. It's like a puzzle. It's like putting a puzzle together.
Wow.
And
Yeah.
I love doing it. So, but you can get trapped in like this is your genre. This is your genre. You got to stick to this. So Mark Broussard kind of showed me that you don't have to be married to one genre. That you can that you can mix it up because he I think he just writes what he loves, and he's
That's wonderful.
and
Are there any, besides Mark Broussard, are there any other celebrities, well-known people that you have?
oh, wait, geez. If it just so okay. This hard to believe that I skipped over this, but I have music on my brain right now. But years ago, so I love movies. I absolutely love movies, and I always get a crush. When I'm whoever I'm into at the moment. So like for the past many years, it's been like Robert Downey Jr. I just love Robert Downey Jr. But before him, I loved Edward Norton, and at one time, I was completely in love with Hugh Jackman. So my husband, Hugh Jackman, used to do a show in New York City, I think at Christmas time every year. So probably so he could be with his kids. And when he was married to Deborah Lee Furness, and they lived in New York City. So my husband would take me to see Hugh Jackman show because my birthday's the end of November, and we actually saw a couple shows with him in. But one year he did a show called A Steady Rain, a play with Daniel Craig, and it was just that play is just two characters. The whole show is just two cops, the whole thing, and it was Hugh Jackman and Daniel Craig. We got tickets at like the last minute, and somehow I think we must have got media seats, so we were in the third row. And I mean, their sweat was, I was just so amazed that I was that close to Hugh Jackman. But they were doing a charity event for Broadway Cares Equity Fights AIDS. And at the end of the show, they raffled off their clothes, like their t-shirts that they were wearing. And people got to bid. They were bidding on it. But after they were done doing that, they said, if anybody else wants to donate, we'll do a picture with you and just come to the stage door. So I convinced my husband to donate, and we went to the stage door, and I got to meet Daniel Craig and Hugh Jackman.
Wow.
And Daniel Craig, I got to kiss them both too. This is so amazing.
Wow.
So Daniel Craig, who honestly at that time, I barely knew who Daniel Craig was. And I mean, he was James Bond, but this was kind of, I think he may have been cast for that, but maybe hadn't done a James Bond film yet. And he kissed me right on the mouth, like, and then I turned to Hugh Jackman, and he wasn't. I think he just got guilted into kissing me on the mouth because Daniel Craig kissed me on the mouth. I think that Hugh Jackman wanted me to turn my cheek, but I wouldn't because I had such a crush on him. So they both kissed. I got kissed on the mouth. Daniel Craig kissed me twice on the lips, and
Oh,
Hugh Jackman kissed me once. At that, that was pretty good.
that's exciting. That's something
And
to.
I do have a picture of that somewhere. It's if you go way back in my Facebook page, it's
Did
there.
they, did they autograph the photos at all?
Yeah, see, I don't care about that. I don't care about autograph.
Yeah.
Probably somewhere I have their autograph.
I gotcha.
Yes, but and the pictures were Polaroids,
Okay.
so I don't think they autographed on it, but maybe there was like a little, like a full, I forget. Oh, maybe they autographed the the program from the show.
You might have done
Yeah,
that. That's cool.
somewhere I have something like that, but I'd much rather have a kiss, to tell you the truth.
Well, that's something you'll never forget. Kissing
Yeah.
Daniel Craig and Hugh Jackman. Phenomenal.
Yeah, and my husband, I mean, I smiled so much for the next day. My face hurt.
Really.
I could not get the smile off my face.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
Not, well, I'm trying to think when that was. That was probably around 2004 or 2005.
Well,
because
most
our son had just been born. We were, I believe I think that was, I think that my son was born at that time. Yeah. So
thanks,
yeah, it was a good
thanks
time.
thanks for sharing that with me and our audience. That's very unforgettable, those experiences.
That was amazing.
Any other ones that come to mind, or are those the ones?
After that one, nothing could compare. I'm still holding out. Maybe I get to meet Robert Downey Jr. someday.
You never know. You never know. Maybe.
I'd love to.
maybe. Now, have you done any as far as performance? Can talk to me about any television or radio shows you've done, or theatrical shows, or even podcasts? And if you have, tell me the ones that stand out that you really remember that are the most
Well,
remembered.
I did one last night actually, for Jamie Rocks he's down in Deerfield Beach, Florida. And I'm trying to remember the name of the show. It's called like Pop Rocks. That's that's pretty bad that I'm blanking out. He's Jamie Rocks, and the show is called, oh, now I have to cheat and look and see what was the show called. It was like I think it's called Pop Rocks.
Is it
Um
television? Is that a television show?
his what no his is I so we recorded it last night, and it's going to be airs on Monday. So I
What do you say? Okay, it sounds like a television
I
show.
think it's a YouTube. This is bad. This is bad. I can't remember. I think it's, or maybe it was just, we only recorded audio. So but I think it's on YouTube. I think it's a YouTube.
And it was a podcast, it sounds like that.
Yeah. Yes. Yeah. It was a podcast. Yeah.
And a podcasts are very popular, especially since when the pandemic started in 2020, it became very popular, and it's still very popular to today, podcast. But podcast is limited to you can only hear it. Our show, a lot of people think that it's a podcast when it's really better than a podcast. It's a video cast because you can not only hear it, you can actually see it. But when people
Yeah.
have it though, when I tell them about that, it's a very basic concept, right? You can not only hear, you can see. They go right back to, oh, that's a great podcast. Oh, how heaven forbid that it's something else. It's got to be That's what I'm just saying. People are creatures of habit.
Yeah, you're right, because you don't hear the term video cast. That's what you called it? I mean, you don't that should be a thing, but I am noticing on the podcasts that I follow just for my own entertainment, like true crime and that they're starting to video, that more of them are video. It is a video cast, but you have the choice, or you could just listen to it or watch and listen.
I got
But you're right, especially when you have a guest on, it's much better to have video.
Yes, it is. I agree.
Yeah.
So that was a podcast. Are there any other podcasts
Yeah.
or
I mean,
television?
I've done some radio shows here in the town that I'm in. My friend Anthony Frazier has that. Well, that's how we became friends. He had me on his radio show that's here in Indiana, PA. And
Is that AM or PM on the radio?
I think his show is actually um I think he is, it's like a Sunday morning show. And if you're going to ask me the call letters, I should know. It's Renda Broadcasting in Indiana, PA. Yeah, and I don't remember
Oh, is it probably an AM show in Indiana, PA? Okay.
yeah.
And it's a radio show. And the name of it is again, what was it called?
Well, his name is Anthony Frazier, and I don't I don't actually know. It's been a few years since I was on it, but um
So that was the only radio. You didn't do any other radio shows, or was that it?
he's probably gonna be texting me if he's watching this. He's gonna be like, "Come on, Kathleen, give me a shout out." Anthony Frazier
All right.
on I don't know this station. I want to say it. I'm not sure.
You'll probably come back. You know what happens when you try real hard to remember something and you can't. When you relax and don't think about it so much, automatically.
Yeah, right. I get nervous.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure my husband knows what the call letters are, and I can't remember.
Are there any television shows that you've been on at all?
Television, no. Uh, I don't I don't believe so. Oh, I froze. There I am. Okay. No, I don't think I've done any television. No.
I got you. I got you. Okay. Well, you've done quite a few
But
things.
I'd love to.
Well, you never know. You never know. You might. That could always happen. It's always a possibility. Um, Now, what's a typical day as a singer and songwriter?
Oh, well, for me, I get inspired out in nature. So for me, I like to songwrite out in the either walking in the woods or walking by. We have another home in Florida, and I like to walk along the beach down there. And just I have it's the creative juices get flowing for me if I'm doing something else. Sometimes it's just like doing the dishes or but a lot of times it's driving or walking or hiking. I love to hike in the woods here and we have like a wildlife reserve in our neighborhood that has trails all through it and I like to get out there with the deer and the squirrels and the birds and I'll just listen. For me, I listen. I don't even use headphones. I don't like to walk with headphones on because I think it's better to be able to hear if anyone's around you or, I just think it's better to have your ears. So I actually play my music on my phone and hold it and listen to it. And a lot of times that's how I'll write my songs. But then to hone on lyrics, once I get an idea or get a hook or get maybe one verse, then you get to the computer and then or on my phone. And of course trying to, it's like poetry. It's it takes a certain amount of creativity, but then also just English, thesaurus, using AI. Chat GPT is my new friend for like just coming up with other words for, how do I say this another way or what rhymes with this, rhymes, near rhymes, that kind of stuff. So, and I do, I mean, definitely work best when I'm just alone, private by myself. So when my husband's working, when my son is at school, that's the time that I can sit down and do it. But a lot of times too, I'll have to have like, oh my God, I'm going to be in the studio next week and I don't have my song ready. I have to get like I need that little push. I need that little like deadline approaching to say, okay, come on, get this finished. So,
Well, so you go out in nature and everything, you hike, and yeah, you're able to think on the go, improvise, and come up with different ideas. And you do your best when you're by yourself. That's what you're telling me. Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
it makes sense. That way you have no distractions.
yeah.
You can think clearly, and you can do just what you feel you want to do.
And I definitely, I take, I mean, a lot of my songs are about relationships, about love, about new relationships. And obviously I'm married and been married for a long time. So, I pull inspiration from my friends, from stories that they tell me about their lives or movies. And, I was a big fan of the show Smallville, so I've probably have two different songs I've written that were inspired by Smallville. And just, storylines or whatever or characters on the show. I had my song Elevator has some references to the Marvel cinematic universe in there, from Guardians of the Galaxy.
You're romantic at heart. You're an outgoing person, and romantic.
Oh, I am really romantic. Yes, definitely.
Know that, with your bubbly personality, your smile, and your experiences being married and uh, able to meet other people, and I guess other people feel comfortable with you, and you're able to get ideas from other people.
Oh yeah. Yeah, you got to find it wherever you can because your life isn't, the typical life isn't exciting every moment or that, there's not always a ton of inspiration. You have to just either dig back to, when your relationship was new or think about somebody else that is starting or I mean I have friends that I have single friends that tell me about their dates or their relationships, and I can draw from that.
That's wonderful. It's a
Yeah.
great source of ideas then. You get all kinds of ideas that way.
Yeah.
Now, Michael Stover, now, of course, he's the one, a shout out to Michael Stover. I wouldn't have got the show if it wasn't for him. I've had many shows because of him. He's really great. Um,
Yeah, he's fabulous. I've only been working with him for a short time. I mean, maybe just a month.
oh, really?
So,
How did you go
but
about meeting Michael
he's
Stover?
great.
Yeah. Okay.
What, I'm sorry, what was that?
How did you go about meeting Michael Stover? How did you meet?
Oh, so there's another, I saw him, I kept seeing him pop up, another artist in Pittsburgh, Miss Freddie is a fabulous blues singer, and I've seen her at different shows. I've performed with her before, and I followed her on social media. And she got MTS, got Michael Stover as her management company, and I was seeing what a great job they were doing for her, and I said, I should really while I'm still writing and still putting music out, let's see if we can take it a step further this year. Every year, maybe a little bit honing a little bit more of my craft and trying to be more serious about it and get more original shows. So I thought this is probably a good idea.
So did you meet Michael through Miss Freddie?
Well, yeah, he, we don't actually meet. I guess we did meet, but we haven't met in person. But yeah, I saw that he was working with her, and I reached out to him. Actually first I reached out to him like a year ago because I thought he booked shows also, and he doesn't. That's not part of what he does. So at that point, I let it drop. And then it was probably, yeah, it was like a year later when was releasing this last album in the city. And I thought, I really should look at him again and, you know,
So
see what he's all about.
did you mention that you know Miss Freddie, use her as a referral, and then go right in emailing him or calling him or something, and then eventually,
Yeah, how did I get his? Oh, I think I just looked him up, Googled or whatever, and then emailed him from that.
oh, I see. Miss
Yeah,
Freddie,
or maybe went to his website and sent a message there, but yeah, I reached out to him.
I had Miss Freddie. She was one of my previous guests.
Oh, she's fabulous.
Fantastic. She is.
Yeah.
I've had different people. There's a Cheryl Ann Hawk was another one that I did
Oh
too.
yeah, I know her too. I don't know if she would remember me. It's been a long time since I saw her perform. And I don't think I was performing, so she probably I don't think she knows me, but yes, I do know her.
Right, I got you.
Yeah, she's great too.
It's called networking. He's fantastic.
Yeah.
He's a friend of the show, Michael Stover, and I know he has a management company. I know promotes manages talent, and he also puts out records. And yeah, he wins a lot of awards. He's fantastic. He really is.
Yeah, he is.
He's really great for if you
He
want
is. I'm very pleased with what he's done so
to.
far. He's great. He's a workaholic, I think.
Yeah, he prefers, I think, to be emailed than to talk on the phone. I talked to him.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, I wanted to meet him. Like I tried to get a meeting and I said like, I'll buy you dinner or buy you lunch. Can we meet? And he was like, I don't do that. I just think he works all the time. And so,
Yeah, he's too busy. Otherwise, it would be great to interview him, but he's just too busy, so he wouldn't be interested in that. I understand that.
yeah.
Now let me see. Out of all the different, what's your favorite part of the entertainment business? Is it writing music? Is it recording music in the studio, or is it in-person appearances and performances? And what? And
Probably it is writing music. I really, like I said, it's just a challenge. That is a challenge, and I feel like I've accomplished something that not everyone can do. So that, and that's like that God-given talent that I feel like I can do this. And I have, my sister can sing but she's like, I can't write songs. She said to me, like, that's one thing you can do that I can't do is write a song.
So
I guess
that's your
it's the
all-time
only
favorite
thing.
out of them all, out of them all, even recording music or even in-person appearances, you prefer writing songs over everything else?
Well, I was gonna say though, I really do like writing. It's fun. And I've done a lot of performances. I still like that though. Live performances is a close second because that's when you're there, the energy of the other people that is nice and that, that's my social time is performing. That's mostly when I get out and see friends and
Okay.
have fun and on our breaks, I can socialize a little bit. But um, I I do definitely still love performing, but writing is a lot of fun and um, recording is that can be a job. That can be that can be work. But I'm lucky that I have people I really enjoy that I do that with. And at the end of that recording, at the end of that work, you have something but I find for myself a lot of times once I finish writing a song, I'm on to what's the next song I can write? What's the next one?
You love writing songs. That's your main thing. But you love
Yeah, I do.
in-person appearances also. But like you said, second. My favorite performer, entertainer, which I could have met, but the concerts were sold out. Elvis Presley. He said when they interviewed him in Madison Square Garden, he missed the closeness of a live audience. That's what he really missed. That's what after he got out of the movie contracts, he was really excited about that. So
Oh yeah.
yeah,
Well, there's so much there's great energy, a great energy when you're performing and people are into it and you're feeding off of them. And I can always find someone what no matter where we're playing, and this I've always been this way. I can always find someone in the audience to engage and you know, to work with. And even if it's just that one person that I'm doing my performance for, there's always somebody that I can find a way and engage them and feel like, because sometimes you play shows and it doesn't seem like anyone's even listening or paying attention, you know. It's
well,
that's
like that.
especially in cover bands.
You're not going to please everybody. Well, that's why Ricky Nelson, in Madison Square Garden, he the people were angry. They're going to throw rotten eggs at him because he wasn't singing his earlier popular hits. So he came up
Oh my.
in the song "Garden Party." If you can't please everybody, please yourself, and that's true. You're not going to please everybody, so you do your best to please them. But if you can't, well, you please yourself.
Well, I do try to tell these. I work with a lot of younger musicians in my band right now, and I try to teach them that, like you better be here for you, because not every gig is fun, not every gig is exciting. Sometimes you are the background music, but if you don't enjoy what you're doing, then this is going to be a job for you that
If you're in the wrong business, then you better
yeah,
get something else. And then entertainment's not for you. You have to be loving it and entertaining and really get into it over 100%. If you do that, then other people will follow.
yeah,
If you can't do it, you better do something else. That's all. It's not the right thing.
yeah, absolutely.
Well, what do you think about? Okay, there's a lot of talent shows out there now. Many in the past. Was current ones is like The Voice, America's Got Talent, X Factor, or even American Idol. A lot of people try out for those. Not everybody makes it. Um, what is your opinion on those shows? You ever watch them, or do you think they can be very beneficial to people in
Um,
entertainment?
yeah, here's how I feel. So. And I pretty much blame this on Simon Cowell because I don't watch those shows because I get so nervous for the people on the stage.
Okay.
I am not a fan at all of any sort of reality TV. I got reality in my life. I don't want I don't want reality in my television. And and um and that's because I didn't cannot stand to see people like humiliated. And even before The Voice or before American Idol, before any of that, I used to feel this way if I would watch like Judge Wapner, do you remember People's Court?
Oh
And
yeah.
I feel that way with like Judge Judy. I cannot stand to watch people be humiliated. I don't know. Maybe I'm an empath. I can't take it. So I
I
don't actually watch those shows, though they would probably be very beneficial for me to watch because I know the artists that the judges teach a lot on those shows to the performers and tell and remind them of things and I probably would benefit from watching them, but I get too nervous to watch them. Like that just
Is it because you feel bad for the contestants that if they're not doing so well that they get humiliated, mistreated?
even sometimes when they're doing well, Simon was brutal to people.
Simon started on American Idol. Boy, he was the meanest guy in the world. I mean, he'd say things like, you're out of tune or everything. You're old fashioned. You're terrible. He would
He
constantly.
was mean. He was mean and he just ruined, yeah.
He's not
I
as
just
mean now. He's more laid back. I think he's older now.
Well, it's too late now. I can't. I think maybe that was kind of almost their gimmick.
That's
Some
why.
people like to see that stuff. They
Yeah,
want to see a train wreck.
I think I agree with you. I think that's how he got attention. But he's a happy camper now. He's very happy at what he's doing, and he's been very successful. I know.
Well, it just ruined all those kind of shows for me because I was like, oh, I can't stand
Okay,
to
you
watch.
yourself can't stand up. Now, what about for people to enter it though, to participate? Do you think they have value, and do you think they can help benefit people that want to make it an entertainment?
Absolutely, absolutely. I think it's fabulous. I think, yeah, for that, I think now, I mean, American Idol was for, I think the age limit was what, 25? You had to be like 25 or younger, right?
Yeah, not only that, but it's not easy because not only got to pass the auditions, I've seen that they put you in if you even get past it, you have to be with a bunch of other people and memorize words of all kinds of songs, and they put you through quite a few hurdles in order to make it. And there's no
To weed out the ones.
right. There's only one winner on that too. So, but I have heard of people that haven't won it. They've got a lot of exposure and they succeeded anyway. Like Godfrey was
Oh
one.
yeah.
Even Jennifer Hudson now, she's got a great talk show now, but when she was runner up on American Idol and she felt bad, but she said, I'll be back. And she auditioned for Dreamgirls and she aced the audition. The rest is history. I mean,
Yep.
she's,
Yep.
she's won all the awards.
I think I do absolutely think those shows are great for that and helping. I am in favor of anything that helps musicians to, make the dreams come true and even just anything that helps to employ musicians. I'm very much in favor of that. We all have to kind of do our share to
Well, yeah, things are different. There were old talent shows in the past, or a long time ago. It used to be Star Search a long time ago. That's gone. There was shows a long time ago, like Ted Mack Amateur Hour, Arthur Godfrey. There were all kinds of other ones and everything. But these are the current ones.
yeah.
The voice takes from the chair if they really like it. Then they can go ahead and they can teach the talent and everything. And it's up to the person, of course, to pick it. But I guess there's a value in it. But not everyone makes it. No, a lot of it has to do with ratings, the story and ratings, I think.
Yeah, you're right. And some people maybe they have a phenomenal voice and talented musicians or songwriters, but they just don't, for whatever reason, don't have the same mass appeal as somebody else,
And it's
like
just
a
because
Taylor
you don't
Swift.
get a show like that and you don't get the call back does not mean you don't have talent. It just means you're just not what they were looking for.
Yeah, right.
So you got to, sit there
Yep.
and cry. No sense in crying over spilled milk. Go on to something else.
Yep.
Try something else. If one thing doesn't
Yep.
work, try something else.
Yep. Just
Anyway,
start all over again.
there you go. Yeah. Fantastic. Now, I was wondering, Kathleen, if you had to do anything over again in your life and your career, would you do anything differently?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, if I could go back, I would. I always was kind of a slave to the cover band thing. Um, and I kind of still am now, but it's more my choice because I'm the one that's booking the gigs and I'm the one that's managing the band. So it's I play, I can choose when I play and not. But in the past, I always wanted to work more on original music and it was just getting the other people in the band to feel the same way. And I wish I had been more outspoken about it, more, or just if I was in a band that didn't want to do that, I should have just gone to another band and found someone that wanted to, but I don't know. I mean, I've seen some of my musician friends that were more focused on their original music. They already kind of had their peak, and and then they're older now and going this way. I feel like I'm older now, but I feel like my music is going this way. So I feel like maybe I'll go out with a bang instead of, having peaked at 30.
So you're saying you would have done it something differently, but you're not disappointed with what's happened, and you're
No, 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 because really a lot of my friends were very, very popular with original music in the 90s. They're just doing covers now. They're just playing cover songs now and they kind of peaked out, and I'm thinking, well, I'm the opposite. I've been doing covers, lots of covers, but I still feel like I really feel the product that I'm putting out now is the best product that of all of the music I've recorded over the years, many, many different styles of songs and many different co-writers. What I'm putting out now is the cream of the crop.
so that's what you're happy about what the way things turn out, what you're doing right now.
Yeah.
Even though if you had to do it over again, you would have probably done something differently. That's what you're telling me.
Well, I think it is easier for younger people in this industry,
I see.
but it's a totally different game now. I mean,
Of course.
you know, when I was starting in a band, I mean, you know, you didn't hear about indie musicians. That wasn't even a thing. So, um, now, I mean, independent musicians can be very successful.
Things change. Things change.
Yeah.
How many would you say, how many albums, LP and EP have you done, and also how many CDs have you produced?
Okay. So let's see. So as far as producer, I've been like executive producer. So that means like I was like the money. But but as far as the actual in the studio production work, I usually leave that to somebody more qualified than me, though I will have, input, of course, on all my songs. But I mean, let's see. Oh my gosh. I mean, I was recording music in the 80s, but they were songs that really were never released in any way. And then in the 90s, I did an EP with my band Friday's Child. And that actually was very good, but it was a different style of music than what I do now. But it was what was popular at the time. And we released a CD. And then, although you can't find it today, I think there's one copy of it for sale on eBay. But, but and then let's see, after that, I recorded a few songs with Sean McDonald. And actually, like I said, was a finalist in the IAMI, IAMA, so the International Acoustic Music Awards. Um, and that I didn't actually release that song. I just sent it in for a song contest. And after recording that, then I think my next project was probably with the band called the 5-6, which was basically me and my brother-in-law. And that was a 10-song album. And then from there, I yeah, and then I guess probably this project is when I started releasing my um singles. So I think I had like 5 singles out, and then I did my album Love Yourself, which was 8 songs, and then this album In the City, which is 8 songs.
Well, there's 2 albums and 5 singles, is what you're telling me, right?
Yeah, for the Kathleen Ireland project, the stuff that's my solo project, that I have like 21 songs out, I think. One's a Christmas song.
Oh, for your album you're talking about, right? Yeah.
That was yeah, I had 5 singles and then I had an album with 8 songs and another album with 8 songs.
Oh, okay, that's 16. Okay.
Plus the singles, yeah, so it's like 21 songs.
5 singles, I got you.
Yeah,
So, yeah, eight songs each for your album, and then 5 singles.
right.
Gotcha. Okay. That comes out to 21. Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh, is there anybody in particular you'd like to open up for? And
But
also,
in Pittsburgh?
yeah,
Is that
anybody,
what you said? Did you say here?
yeah, I guess in your
Yeah.
area or anywhere
In
else.
my area, there's a lot of good bands here, but there's not much in the way of like R&B, like what I do. So um, there's some like that. I mean, there's a band called the Clarks that's very popular, and a band called Sun King Warriors. They're very, very popular. That's the guy from Rusted Root, if you remember or heard of the band Rusted Root. Um, and my friend Sean, who's my one of my producers, he works with them. And they're great, but it is a very just totally different than the kind of stuff I do. So I don't see me opening for those bands, though maybe we could be on the same bill for a festival or something. Um, yeah, I don't know. As far right now, Drusky Entertainment is who they hit me up for R&B type shows that that they're putting on, and unfortunately, so it's mostly been with cover bands that are covering R&B artists. So
So what,
hopefully they get some more R&B. Like when they send out a list of songs when they're looking for opening acts, they send out a
so
list
what,
of performers that are shows that are coming, and they'll tell you the genre. And they hardly ever have R&B on there, unfortunately. So,
so you
but I
want to
always
open up for
look.
some R&B groups you want to open up for. Okay.
Probably, yeah, probably one here. The one I can think of. I mean, I am thinking of one from Pittsburgh. Bill Henry Band would be good to
I
open
would,
for. That's an R&B group here in Pittsburgh.
I gotcha.
They would be good, but I haven't really tried.
Oh, excellent.
Though somebody has recommended to me or suggested to me that I should try to open for them, but
Excellent.
I don't know them. So,
What about collaboration? Is there anybody you'd like to collaborate with?
oh, yeah, and I do collaborate like some of my songs. Um, well, my friend John Graziani, we had a song together called Jungle.
Hmm.
And I told him I would love to do another song with him.
Hmm.
And the other, let me think. I'd like to do another one with Frank DiDiano, of course, definitely, who is my bandmate. Um, I'd love to collaborate with him. Again, we did Strategic was the name of the song on my last album.
Excellent.
And and there's actually a young kid, and he's only like 19 years old, but he's a very uh, cool, awesome voice, talented songwriter. His name is Khalik Ramani. I would definitely like to collaborate with him, and we've been talking about that.
Maybe you will.
So.
Yeah, you will. You might. Now, your voice, you have a high voice. You probably have do you have a soprano voice? Is that what you?
I am a dramatic soprano, so we're kind of strong in our low tones and then also in the high notes and a little weaker in the middle range.
I gotcha. Kathleen, now, do you have any present projects right now that you're working on?
Yeah, yeah, a bunch. Yeah, so I just recorded my first song for my next project with Ryan Tedder. And then with him I have, oh gosh, a handful of songs that we're working on together right now. And some of them are for like sync licensing opportunities. And so some of them are for advertising or um, but you can write a song and it doesn't get chosen for a sync opportunity. So I'm trying to keep to our genre so we can maybe use those songs on the next album.
Yeah, sounds like a
But yeah, I
plan.
probably have 5 songs I'm writing right now.
Fantastic. Boy, like I say, you're gifted. You're very gifted. You're the
Well,
gift that
thank
keeps
you.
giving. Keeps giving. There you go, Kathleen. Um, do you have any future dream projects that you haven't thought about yet that you might want to do in the future? Something that's really exciting to you? a dream
Well,
project.
I would definitely like to do another music video. And because I hired my videographer to be in my band, now he's too busy to do any videos with me. So, but I would definitely like to do some more music videos. And I would love to be on a movie soundtrack. That would be my dream.
Yeah,
And
wow.
that was why I started entering all these film festivals because I thought someone would hear one of my songs and use it in their movie, but it hasn't happened that way yet.
They'd like to have an original song of yours used in one of their movies. That's great.
Yeah, that's what I would love.
Yeah, you
I
never
would
know.
love that.
It might just happen. You never know.
I hope so. I don't know.
You'll be surprised one day, huh, when you least expect it. Very good. Now, if people want to find Kathleen Ireland, if people want to find out more about you, tell me how they can find out more about you. Give me the links, entertainment.
Well, first of all, I do have a website, which is just KathleenIreland.com, but my name is spelled with a C. But even if you spell it wrong, I think it will redirect you to the right one. So it's Kathleen Ireland, Ireland like the country, and Kathleen with a C,
Right?
KathleenIreland.com. And then I am Kathleen Ireland. I have a music page on Facebook. I am Kathleen Ireland on Instagram. I am, uh,
YouTube channel. You have a YouTube channel? Yeah.
I've got an X account. They're all Kathleen Ireland, although that one might be like at Kathleen I Music, I believe is what that is.
You have a YouTube channel, right?
Oh, and I have a YouTube channel. Yes, which is where you can see all my videos. Yeah.
Great.
I have a YouTube channel that's Kathleen Ireland. And with yeah, probably 5 or 6 different music videos. I have the one for In the City is a lyric video, but the most of the rest of them are all I think one of my songs, Horoscope, that's a lyric video, but the rest of them are all live action mini films.
Do you have any IMDb.com or LinkedIn or Instagram or Spotify links?
Oh yeah, I'm on LinkedIn, I'm on Spotify. I'm on pretty much all the streaming services, I believe. Um,
Instagram. Okay. Yeah.
yeah, Instagram, Kathleen Ireland. Yeah,
But you're on everything, so people shouldn't have a hard time finding you. And they should
they
reach
can
out.
find.
They should support you and your music, and they should support everything that you do, of course.
I would love it. Yes.
Fantastic, fantastic. Okay. Anyway, Kathleen Ireland. Here's the time that audience has all been waiting for. It's highly anticipated. It's showtime now on the Amazing Original Johnny Blaze Show. And Kathleen Ireland, we're going to blaze forward and present some original vocal stylings of this artist, this great artist, Kathleen Ireland. So, and the very first one, have a great time of entertaining and most fun time, ladies and gentlemen. The song is called In the City. Let's go for it.
I wanna taste that city life. Let's go to the city tonight. Oh, whoa, oh, in the city. I crave something Panama. We can meet at Panama. Oh, whoa, oh, in the city. I've been feeling without soul, and the city lights revive me, and the music of the town gets my blood pumping, makes me feel like bumping out of the tunnel. A city surprise, fireworks over the water tonight. Let's take the incline up to the sky. Baby, it's time to ignite. I wanna taste that city life. Let's go to the city tonight. Oh, whoa, oh, in the city. I crave something, come on, we can meet at Panama. Oh, whoa, oh, in the city. I wanna taste that city life. Let's go to the city tonight. Oh, whoa, oh, in the city. I crave something, come on, the city. I crave something calmer. We can meet at calmer. Oh, whoa, oh, in the city. I wanna taste that city life. Let's go to the city tonight. Oh, whoa, oh, in the city. I crave something calmer. We can meet at calmer. Oh, whoa, oh, in the city. Maybe we can catch a show. Try our luck at casino. Oh, whoa, oh, in the city. You'll get lucky all night long. Then again, after dawn. Oh, whoa, oh, in the city.
Bravo, bravo.
Thank you.
In the city. Boy, what an entertaining and fun song. Yeah. Enjoyed it.
Thank you. It's about Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it certainly is. That's great. That's phenomenal. I one more, ladies and gentlemen, for your delight. It's the second call. The song is what it's called. It's "If I Still Had You." That's the second one. All right, let's have a blazing hot fun time, ladies and gentlemen. If I still had you. Okay.
If I still had you, I'd be doing for you, letting myself go, not thinking about tomorrow, hanging on by a thread, telling myself it's worth it, talking myself into why it's all okay. If I still had you, I'd be laughing at all your jokes, crying myself to sleep, telling myself be strong. If I still had you, I'd be giving myself away, pulling myself together and sucking it up for you. I don't wanna talk, 'cause I paid for it every time. I don't wanna stop, letting you fade away. If I still had you, I'd be missing on you, wondering if you were missing on me too, making myself late, getting fixed up to see you, telling myself that's just the way it goes. If I still had you, I'd be trying to make you happy, knowing all too well that it's not an easy task, trying to read your mind, trying to be proactive, hoping to get ahead,
Bravo, bravo. If I still had you, yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome,
Thank
Kathleen.
you.
I want to thank this guest, Kathleen Ireland, for being a delightful guest on the Amazing Rich Johnny Blaze show. Very fun, inspirational. Uh, Enjoyed it. Time went by really fast. So thank you for being a guest, Kathleen Ireland. And anyway, as I get ready to wrap up and close the show, I always say to all my fans and friends, always keep a smile on your face and a song in your heart. And until next time, happy trails and blaze out.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you would like to be a guest on the amazing original Johnny Blaze show, please send us an email to amazingoriginal@gmail.com. All of our guests receive a complimentary DVD of their appearance on the show, and every episode appears on YouTube and Facebook, where we receive at least 3,000 to 5,000 views per episode. Always remember, we are much better than a podcast. We can be seen as well as heard. And don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, The Amazing Original Johnny Blaze Show. And now, ladies and gentlemen, The Amazing Original Johnny Blaze has just left the building. Good night. God bless. Thank you so very much.